Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of XR Talk Show. I just woke up about 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 6 o'clock p.m. That's when I woke up, and today is Friday. Friday is supposed to be the boogie night, where people, the yuppies, go out and have fun, watch movies, have dinner, or whatever. Go to parties, dance clubs, whatever. Uh, oh, and shit, I forgot this. Let's see. Okay, I'm not sure this is going to be successful. Oh, it's kind of hot today. Okay, yeah, I'm going good. Zero watching. Now let's do some preparation. Let's pop this window out and so what are we gonna do today? Well, I'm going to do some emacs demo. I'm going to show um, emacs demo 2019 April 12th. That's today. Honk honk pepe. Pepe, Pepe is quite fascinating. The internet phenomenon, the internet, history and phenomenon, and all sort of happenings. Um, um, so that's Pepe. So let's go to uh, where shall we go? Arts blog, wordy arts. Okay, show it in browser, and I'm gonna show you. Oh, not wordy blog. Okay, but anyway, so here is the Dai woman in Yunnan, China. Okay, this is a Chinese ethnicity. I don't know nothing about it, but I just read from Twitter. So apparently there's this Chinese ethnicity called Dai, which is kind of like they are people in the region of in the region of Vietnam, in the region of Thailand, in the region of Liao, kind of that region, and southern China. So people in that region. I don't know anything about this ethnicity, but anyways, that's a photo of that. Not so let's go to now. This is my wordy blog, which is literature, writing, linguistics. But now let's go to XR Arts blog. Now XR Arts blog, you can see this is Pepe. This is Pepe the clown. This is honk honk Pepe, which is kind of a new meme. And there are fascinating stories to it. Let me show you first of all. Let's go to XR Arts, my website. So you can see there it is, XR Arts, my arts blog website. And let's go to my blog. History of art. It's serious stuff. History. Whole history of art. But anyway, so Pepe, history of Pepe. Okay, is tremendous talent. Like the 4chan and the Reddit, the memes, and so-called memes. That word came up since about like 10 years ago, which I thought I thought was very idiotic. Memes, these people. But anyway, the but you can see that there's this. This is like what you would call a pop art or pop culture. Okay, well, I mean, the culture, it doesn't really have different types, but academics assign certain aspect of culture as pop culture. That's what it is. So the internet, lots of things, phenomenons on internet, you call it pop culture, and meme is one of them. Like, but anyway, so okay, we're gonna talk about, we might talk about, yeah, let's talk about Pepe a little bit. Then I'm going to show you a Emacs demo. But actually, let me show you just a emacs demo. So for those of you watching my videos, you just want the technical stuff. You don't want, no nonsense. Well, for that, if you're really into that, the best thing to do is just read my blog, okay, my emacs blog. It's all written, so you don't waste no time. But okay, so let's what. So first of all, let's just do a emacs demo. So you see, okay, so this is our blog, right? You got a video, you got a image here, and you got this break the internet pepe. So this is actually this video. It's got 1 million views, but it's very well made. Because it's a history of pepe. Okay, how it evolved over the past 10 years, since 2000, 4 or something. That's about history of pepe. So, and the first video, I'm not gonna play it. If you want to watch it, you know where to go. Just go to my website. Okay, my website is the center of the universe. And so if you are here, say hi. Okay. Let's see, where are we? Okay, here, Pepe. Yeah. So I just created. I just saw this today, and I found it amazing. So I'm going to blog it. I put it on my arts blog. But you know I want to create a new page for it. So a page just containing this subject, Pepe, and history of Pepe. And okay, so let's do. So this is a Emacs demo, and it's going to be about 10 minutes. Okay, you can see my commands on my right, on the left. So first of all, go here, and you see, normally what I do, I show you what normally I do. So I would go to the directory diode. You can see every command I call is showing on the left window. Okay, so go to directory. Oops, I go to directory diode. Let's say AI and chess Moxon. Okay, this is quite interesting page, by the way. so so there is this um, novelist, okay, who creates. So here is a short fiction, science fiction of an AI. So this guy, scientist, he created a chess playing artificial intelligence, chess playing machine. Okay, but however, the guy beats the machine. The machine cannot win, so the machine killed him. And this is an illustration, by an artist, Japanese artist, Tatsuya Morino. Okay, so it's great art and great story. It's sad these days. When I found these things, it's really great. This is good art. This is great artwork, and the story is also fascinating. The theme, at least the theme that a scientist created AI, invented AI, yet the AI cannot beat the guy. However, the AI killed the guy. So there's this so it actually, although the AI cannot play chess, but however, it actually has intelligence far more than just playing chess. So, but these days, you post to online forums, like you get nothing. Nobody. It's almost like nobody sees. Nobody like it. Nobody thumbs up. Nobody. It's almost and it's almost like nobody have seen it. And also Twitter. They got all these algorithms, so they control your followers. Like I have like 2,000, more than 2,000 followers, but your post, they don't see it. The only way to see people you follow is that you have to constantly interact with them, like their stuff, chat with them, on Twitter, for example. Then their post will begin to show in your stream. Otherwise, because Twitter, control information flow in a massive scale. This is part of the reason why society, America, USA, for example, is going downhill very fast. I look at China; they have incredible. I mean, I'm just so amazed by it. Every day, China, uh, official sites, they post photos and stuff, technology. You don't see it in USA. All you see every day is social justice stuff. Rights, this and that, and violence and fighting. So anyway, yeah, one of the sad phenomenon is that you post things. You thought it's used to be. This kind of it's a good thing. You post good content, but you get no response. What kind of response gets content gets spread, anger, angry stuff, shouting, brainless, attacking people, like that, anger and thoughtless things. So that's the reason this happens is because Twitter and Facebook and others, including Google, what they want is they want to make money, and the one way to do that is to get more posts, and show things only you like. Don't show things you don't like. So you get bubbles, and you get and Twitter has like child limit, and so so today you go to YouTube or Reddit or Twitter or almost any online website, all you see is bunch of law, memes, or like brainless things, means angry shouts. No, nothing is thinking. Nothing is made of like thoughtful. You thought for 1 hour about something, then you reply, in a discussion or something. Nothing like that. Everything is like 1 second, sentence. That's what happened to internet. uh, and society is getting very bad, as if you are following me, you probably agree. So okay, let's get back to emacs then. Okay, we digressed, and let's get back to emacs. So I want to create a new page, right? New page for this pep article. So normally, here's what I normally do. Go to arts blog. I go to directory and just pick any article. Open it, copy the content, close it, create a new buffer, paste the content, save it as what I want to name it, pep.html. Okay, save it, show in browser. Now that's a copy of the other page, right? Now I just now look at the command. I call this command, hold on a second, this command html update title, and I type a new title, pep, and it's history. Okay, title case it, enter. That's done. Show in browser. What it does is that it will the command the command update title. What it does is that it will automatically find the title section and change it, and automatically find the h1 element and change the title. So I don't have to search the buffer, go to the title, type it, then search the buffer, go to h1 and type it. I just call this command. For example, I do it again, cut tgt. You see they are changed. So that is XHTML. What is the command? Let's do it again. XHTML update title. So let's change it back. Okay, pep and history. Now showing browser. Now another command I'm going to call is update the date. You see, previously you have 2018. Now I just type a command. I type a key. Now look at the command on the left panel. Okay, now I got a new update date 2019 April 12th. But usually I have to do this, so rid of that. So you see now the date is correct. Then I just delete that part, show it's empty. That's good. Then I close that. Oh wait, then copy the file path. close it, paste the file path, linkify, make a paragraph, show in browser. There it is, pep and its history. Now it's empty. Now I just go back, delete, 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 delete. That's delete and copy. Okay, you can see the command here. And now actually this part I delete. Now open that file, paste it here, show in browser. You see, that's good. Then I just sync to my website, rsync. However, let me show you another command I have. So first of all, let's copy this out. Show. Okay, close it, put it here. Okay, I have my blog back to the way it is. Okay, now let me show you some other commands. I'm going to show you. Okay, open the pep file, and I'm going to, I want to delete this page. Okay, so I press one key and that page is done. Now I try to open it, it says the file doesn't exist because I just deleted. So that command delete is delete current file. You can use all these commands on my website. Most of them are. If they are not on my website, then they are on my GitHub website site. So anyway, so I just deleted this. I want to copy the title. So paste it here, close it. Okay. So now I'm going to do this all over again. Create a new page and put these contents there. Okay. So like before, I go to diet and I pick one file, search for chess. Okay, let's say this one. Why do I want to pick the file? Because I want to clone the page. Why do I want to clone the page? Because in each of my website and in each directory, there are certain structures I need to keep. For example, in this directory, in this art website and in this arts directory, all the files, HTML files, they have certain structure. Like normally you would call that template. Now since I'm not using a template system, so I don't actually have a template, but however the template kind of exists in all these files. So since I don't use a template, so what I do when I want to create a new page is actually I clone one existing page and and put the content there. So anyway, so let's copy the path of this file, close it, paste it here, linkify. Okay, now I want, okay, wait, let me show you. This is the command I want. So I want to create a new file, right? And like I said before, I need to clone a page, but I have written a command that's called, let me just show you. It's called, let me magnify. It's called XR new page. So first of all, I type the title I want the page to be. Let's just say pep. Okay, and I call this command, watch, emacs XR new page. Okay, do it. Now it's done. And if I press enter to open that file, it opens. Now show in browser, you can see it automatically created the page, using a template. Actually, it's not using a template. It actually just behind the scenes, it actually just copy. It just clone one of the files in the directory and remove all the content part, leaving only the structure. So that's what that XR new page does. It works. So if you are in a different my other site like sali.info or go emacs, I can also call that command. Then you will based on whatever files in that directory. So essentially it clones the file of that directory. So close the pepe page. Okay, so we got this new page ready to add content. So all we have to do is copy the title, go here, paste it, and go back here, open it, call the title command, new title pep and its history. Okay, it's done. Close it, save. Now we put the content. Cut. Okay, go back here, open the page, go down, paste, show in browser. There it is. Now I just created this new page. Um, Hilarious, yeah. Pep stuff, and now it's done. And close it. Now the blog, show the blog in browser. You see it's there. But now let me do one more thing. I want the icon. Like these entries, there's an icon, so you can get an idea what they are. Then you go to the page, then you see it. This is math, geometry, architecture. They are extremely beautiful. Architecture, the beautiful architecture, they are a phenomenon. They are essentially a practical exhibition of geometry. Uh, yeah, most of it, because for the Asian ones, these are ancient, like 2,000 years old, or so. They are extremely beautiful. But most okay, and this is cathedral, right? 1500, year 1500 or something. Look at this window. That's geometry. This in fact, actually, if you study math, well, I have studied a lot of math, and one kind of recreational part of math is patterns and tidings, like decorative patterns such as these. It's actually kind of a, I mean, it's not exactly a branch of math, but it's a community uh, decorative pattern. Yeah, last in previous talk show, we have a episode where I talk about the math topic, tidings and patterns. So you might check it out. So tidings and patterns is actually an entire branch of math. I mean, it's not just art. It's actually like serious math. There's this entire branch, but it's not mainstream math. It's not mainstream. Mainstream math is like algebra analysis. You know, um, the mainstream math typically requires you to have like undergraduate degree background in math. Like you have to spend 4 years to study math. Then you can possibly appreciate what they are talking about. But so that's mainstream math. But however, there are lots of math. There's logic. Logic is actually not mainstream. Proof systems is not mainstream. Discrete math is not mainstream. Whatever computer science math, that's not mainstream. Okay, mathematicians consider them inferior. Like you programmers, I mean, your computers, kind of, yeah. The mathematicians, they are like high up. They are doing topology. Topology is mainstream. Like when you are doing topology, oh, this is a mathematician. When you are doing proof systems, that's it's kind of like that. There's prejudice and elite. Is it happens in all fields. Good morning, good evening, break the loop. Have you ever read Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead? It's about an architect. Yeah, I heard of that, but I never read any work by her. I heard, I looked into her a bit, quite a bit. She is, a lot of people consider her a kind of a nut job, kind of a yeah, kind of nutty, crackpot or nut job or extreme, somewhere along there. She is in America. She is considered as a philosopher, and her thing is basically capitalism. she praises capitalism, which I actually agree, because capitalism, forget about academic jargons. Capitalism, what the fuck does it mean? Capitalism versus communism, as if the word is just that, and also the Eastern versus Western. I fell, I fell into that mistake. Then the Israel reminded me. So what about Middle East? What about Israel? So and what about Russia? Are they Eastern or Western? No, it's not Eastern. Of course, the world is not just Eastern and Western philosophies. There's, quite a lot. But however, we kind of, we often thought of Eastern versus Western because Asia, China was, the big culture, kind of, and Western society today, in modern times, the Western, Europe and U.S. imperialism, the powers of the 1900s, that's why you have the Western, but however, Western civilization didn't origin from America. America is only 200 years old. The Western civilization originated from Greek area around, or and actually, and I don't know much about Middle East, but Greek is around there. Some might say it's in Egypt, or they are also they are Asian. Like academicians say, there are like five Asian civilizations. Um, so anyway, so Eastern, back to, okay, back to Ayn Rand. So she in America she was considered as a philosopher, but I read that elsewhere they don't really consider her anything. The other philosophers might consider her as a peddler of capitalism. you know, okay, yeah. So I was talking about capitalism versus communism. These are, academic jargons. Okay, so what do you mean exactly capitalism? Well, it's, you can think of it's a economic theory, or kind of a categorization of economic practice. But anyway, avoid jargons usually is the best thing, because then it just becomes a, something. Oh, capitalism, you attach all kind of thought to it, even though you may not know anything about it. But anyway, I think capitalism is fundamentally good, because my view of the world and society and history, the whole thing, okay, is the universe, is that, um, what was I going to say? Because I want, you look at just human, basic human nature, okay. Anyway, let's not get into that, because what do you mean human nature? Like, so anyway, so okay, in short, I like, the capitalism idea, or free market. It's actually, I think it's a good, because if you just look at yourself, you survive, you thrive only for yourself, basically. Yeah, people say people, you might help others or stuff, but actually, no. Human, just like other animals, we survive, we thrive for ourselves. That's what makes us have more children. That's what makes us thrive. If you are the type who only care about the others, like the Jedi, the Jedi only cares about others. They don't consider for themselves. You die out. You don't get to survive. So that's a human nature. So, yeah, and when you have that, you cannot help it. Just like, you know there are all kind of philosophy. You cannot help it without eating. What if, eating is the most evil thing? I mean, what if you cannot do it? I mean, you cannot. What if you can only obtain truth if you stop eating? What if that you can't do it? Then forget about truth. I have to eat, because the moment I don't eat, I cease to exist. Then there's no philosophy, no nothing. So I mean, so human, we have to, you know, you throw away all morality or ethics or philosophy or God. You throw that all away. You look at human animal. If you look at human animal scientifically, then what you get is just like when you observe other animals or other creatures, organisms, cats, dogs, tigers, lions, dolphins, or sharks, or ants, bees, wasps, any creature. You study them just as is. Then human animal is actually not much different from other mammals, wolves, lions. Yeah, in some way we are different, in some, but mostly not. We we survive. Whoever we survive by being selfish. We thrive by being selfish. Okay, that's scientific view. Okay, there's no God. Okay, I mean, if you believe in religion, that's fine. That's religion is a kind of way that help us society bind together. It's ancient. Um, but I mean, from scientific view, you can throw. I mean, unless you're talking about social interactions. But from a scientific view, if you look at human animals, it's just animals. Whoever has power, whoever do things wins. There's no God is going to help you. There's no God is going to do justice for you. Okay, if there's a bad guy, if I'm the bad guy, okay, I kill you all. I have the power. I have the power. Like I'm a Superman, and I'm also a mega billionaire. I can kill you all. Then what happens? Nothing. Nothing. I thrive because I have the power. So that's what happens in society in general. There's no um, justice, basically. That's why throughout history, in stories, in fictions, you see all these injustice. They tell the story because they want to pass on. So anyway, so Ayn Rand. Okay, so given that if you take the scientific view about humanity, okay, um, then free market, the idea of free market, meaning you freely exchanged, trade with other people, money or whatever, or even help other, give out things for free. That's basically essentially what capitalism is. Okay, that's the heart of capitalism. That's the gist of capitalism. That's you know, and so it's good. The opposite, simplified version of the opposite is communism or socialism, where you don't freely do things. You actually live under certain moral precept, moral qualification, where you are not allowed to be selfish, to do things just for yourself. You are not allowed. Rather, you are propelled to always think of others, like help others. That's kind of like that. Okay, that's kind of so-called communism or socialism. And I mean, of course, it doesn't. It doesn't really work today. Today's people, young people, they are very ignorant. They are extremely, because the education system is doing nothing. People graduate from Harvard, these so-called Ivy Leagues. They know nothing. They don't know history. They don't even know how to write. They know nothing. And and that's the way. And then we see all these stories of rich people paying their kids go to Harvard, and the affirmative action. So getting so you ignore hardworking. Like the Harvard. They kick out. They they have quotas, like what kind of race can get in. If you are Asian, if you have high score, okay, but we can only take so much of you. The rest of you go home. We have to take black people, like we have to, regardless their score, because affirmative actions and so on. So they are, so basically they are corrupt. Basically, our situation, our society today, especially among the powerful, like um, yeah. So they are. The word is corruption. That's why a lot of people don't like capitalism, because when they think of capitalism, they see these giant corporations. Corporations. They do giant corporations, uh, and they do bad things, and they attribute these people attribute it as a problem of capitalism. But actually, that's I don't think that's main issue. The main issue is corruption, not the nature of capitalism. Okay, I'm just, of course, you ask different people. These are controversial topics. You ask different people, nobody can agree on anything. But that's my take. So okay, back to Ayn Rand. She's kind of a nutcase, in the sense that she is not simply an academic or a philosopher, but she's such a person. She has a zeal, and she do things to push her idea. Actually, I've seen a comic that gives a short biography of Rand. But anyway, she is popular because in certain circles, in certain people, among certain geeks, because she sells capitalism. That's her story. Although I haven't read it though, like the Atlas Shrugged. Have you read it? Break the loop. Good morning, Mok Dekden. Mok Dekden. Hello, comrade. Break the loop says she is a controversial figure, but the Fountainhead is a great book. Oh, is it? Okay. These days I kind of, I don't think I'm going to read any novels anymore because I'm like halfway into grave. I give myself 5 more years to still be able to actually do programming or mathematics in a way that's, I can still do it. When people get old, you really lose things. So I have, 5 more years. So, you know, it's not likely for me to read any novels. Uh, Good morning, Isaac. Yes, I did one this morning, but I just woke up, so another one. Why not? Uh, because the other thing is because I don't have a normal schedule. Because so if I leave a normal schedule, then when I wake up or before I go to bed, I do a video, then it's like within 24 hours, each date you have one video. But because my schedule is kind of, sometimes sleep in 2 cycles per day, so, that's kind of chaotic. Okay, so true that too bad I gotta sleep soon. Okay, well, Isaac. Okay, maybe. Okay, good night, Isaac. Uh, Religion give hope for weak people. Yeah, well, that's what I thought as well. But I don't think that's I don't think in the past 5 or 10 years I kind of have second thoughts. I still I don't believe in God and I don't believe in religion, so I'm like a atheist. But then after, in the past 10 years, after seeing the rise of social justice, and essentially they become religion themselves, you know, uh, so-called non-secular religion. So before that, I don't believe in religion because they are just, religion is not scientific. I want to believe scientific things. But however, as you know, being a scientific is a methodology, and if you throw away beliefs, then you are left with essentially called nihilism. Okay, that's what I believe. Okay, that's what I kind of believe, nihilism, which is, by the way, if you like 10 years ago, by the way, nihilism, sometimes people get confused what it means. Like some people want to think of nihilism as associated with vandals and destruction. Okay, that's not what nihilism is. Okay, it's like many of these philosophical terminologies, they have become corrupted by by political activists or by some people who want to push, like for example, the misogyny. Okay, the word misogyny. Okay, what does it mean? Hate of women, the hatred of women. Actually, that's not what it means. Okay, if it's just a hatred woman, then it's just you don't need a word for it. Okay, it's not that. But I'm not going to go into it. But anyway, it's back to nihilism. So what does nihilism mean? Basically, nihilism is kind of, it's like when you take the pure scientific stance. Okay, pure scientific stance, you then you are forced into this logical conclusion. Okay, God does not exist. Okay, nothing you can understand. You become agnostic. Agnostic means, or agnosticism means, unknowable. Like the universe, the God, whether God exists is unknowable. Not, it's impossible to know. Okay, that's agnosticism. So nihilism, when you take everything in a scientific way, then okay, God doesn't exist, nothing is knowable, and you are forced into the logical conclusion of kind of like absurdism. Like, why do we exist? What's the purpose of life? Nothing, so we don't know, and nothing nothing is knowable, and you can't know, and so what? So you can start to destroy things, kill things. So what about that? That okay, then nothing. So nihilism is like nothing of nothing. It's like there's nothing, because you cannot. There's it becomes, the conclusion is, the world is just absurd. You are just here, do whatever you want. Okay, say whatever you want. There is no morality. Okay, that's also, there's no, because morality is, it's not scientific. Any moral concept, the very concept of morality, okay, presupposes that there is a certain purpose or goal. If there's no goal, no purpose, you don't have morality. So where does this purpose come from? You have to suppose that, maybe it's from God. God is good. He wants us, so that's the purpose. The goal is like we want to live in peace and harmony, or something else. Then you have morality. Okay, then you have different philosophies of morality, like utilitarianism, and you have different schools of thought about what is being moral. But anyway, the very concept of morality requires a presupposes some kind of higher, deity or goal. But if you take the scientific approach to the hilt, you cannot presuppose that. Where does that supposition come from? There's none. So the word is like just whatever, just whatever is whatever, do whatever. So that is the essence, the essence of, meaning of nihilism in philosophy. And I'm still kind of a nihilist. Okay, so but if you are a nihilist, then you have to think about, okay, so nothing exists, nothing makes sense. So what I do, what am I here for? That's a big question. So that becomes a problem. It kind of became a practical problem, because you no longer believe in God. Like most people, they believe in God, even though it's illogical or whatever. They don't care. They were taught to believe in God, so they have to follow the Bible, the teachings of Islam or whatever, or Buddhism. They follow it. Then they have a family, and you go on. You have society, you go on. But if you are a pure scientist type nihilist, then you don't believe nothing. So what do you do for? What, you don't go to church, then what's your life? Your life becomes like mine, okay? So that is a practical problem, okay? So a practical problem with nihilism. So for example, the atheist, the Ham Saris, he proposed, he propounds that, okay, once you throw away religion, then what do you do? Well, you have certain, I don't remember exactly what is his deal, but basically you want to believe in good for humanity. You want to, you know well, personally, for example, the way I would say is that, okay, so there's no, logically, there's no God, no morality, no nothing. So what I do? Well, I enjoy, good food. I enjoy pizza. I enjoy to have money. I enjoy to have happiness. There are certain things I enjoy and certain things I don't want. I don't want hunger. I don't want pain. I don't want violence done to me. Okay, and same thing, yeah, logically you can infer same thing for other people. Most almost all human animals, we kind of like, we want the same thing, good things, happiness, prosperity. And once you do violence, so logically you can kind of, so you deduce, so what is good? Good is, let's, work together, and we can prosper together. That is kind of what you latch onto, if you are a nihilist. Okay, but the problem, I think there is still kind of a problem, okay, because I don't know why, and I don't know the answer, but basically because you don't have, it's not like religion. Okay, for the religious people, they believe in God. Okay, or Buddhists. Okay, they basically, they don't think. You are not supposed to think. Okay, it's just that God is there. God tells you you have to do this, then you follow, you conform, then you have, society thrives, your society. Okay, but if you are the nihilist or atheist type, then you have to rely on logic to have kind of a good community. But logic is like, then you can start to question, then you argue, then maybe, God, actually your logic is wrong, my logic is better. There's no overpowering, ruler, kind of, even fictional, that imposes things onto you. So you have this I think, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing. So that, I mean, that's a problem with atheism and nihilism. You kind of get into this. You are prone to have these issues. Once you are without, certain, absolute, power, or fictional power or rule that tells you what to do. And also, a lot of people, most people, they are not educated. That's a matter of fact. They are not logicians. They are not interested in thinking about, logic and whatnot, like many of us are. So you know. So actually, so that's about Ayn Rand. I don't know if I pronounced her name correctly, but I was going to back to. Was I talking about architecture? Yeah. Uh, yeah, back to emacs. But anyway, there's one more thing I want to do there about, creating an icon for it. But I'm gonna read the comments. But let me just finish this. Well, actually, maybe I because we've been talking about something else. Okay, so now this will be done in 2 minutes. So I open this. So here's the image. So I call this command This command is whoops. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Uh, Here, Xa create thumbnail image. So I put my cursor on the image link, and I just call the command, and it asks me what width do I want. So 250 is good. So you see, it creates this. It actually creates a file like this. Let me open it. See, it creates a thumbnail. Close it. So now I linkify. Actually, I don't want to linkify. Just copy it. Cut it, close it, save. Put it here, paste it, linkify, remove the paragraph, then put a div paragraph. Put a div on it. So now view in browser. That's what I want. I want a break. So you see now, okay, that is done for the emacs. Now let's go back to that is done. So let's go back to the whatever I was talking about. Yeah, so we were talking about Ayn Rand, capitalism, philosophy, nihilism, communism stuff. So religion gives hope. So weak people. Yeah, capitalism is natural selection. So Break the Loop says Fountainhead is one of my favorite books. Oh, I challenge you to read it without preconceptions of the author. It's an inspiring book with heroic characteristics and ideas. Okay. Amazon.com. Let's go to Fountainhead. Now, is it thick? Actually, seriously, I don't think I'm going to read a book. I don't have, I'm living on a dime. My life is in, is in problem. Uh, so fountain, FOUNTAIN head. Okay, let's see the cover because okay. So Fountainhead does not um okay how big is the book? Thick? Yeah, it's not likely I'm gonna read it because I can't. I got so many things to do and I have to like somehow so Larry Ellison is old but sharp still. So Larry Ellison. So who is Larry Ellison? If there is a God, don't you think there is a big chance that he has a preserved message to share with clear answers for important questions? It will be terrible and hard to live all your life having to force yourself to believe a lot of things, but because you believe in a God, just because you believe in God, I will be like you said, living without thinking. But there is an answer for that. Maybe you don't know what it is, but there is one clear one. What do you mean? Mario said. So what? Yeah, I'm not. So what? I'm not sure what you mean. So Break the Loop says Fountainhead is a long book. Yeah, I guess. Her books is like big. Atlas Shrugged. That's okay. I understand not having the time to read a long novel. I never read fiction these days anymore, neither. So Mario says it will be really hard. Okay, actually, I don't have much comments. Uh, so what are you saying? If there's a God, don't you think there is a big chance that he has a preserved message to share? Yeah, but I'm not getting what you are saying, Mario. So are you saying something or uh, well, Well, yeah, if if you want to clarify what you mean, I'm not sure what you're saying. Um, okay, actually, what else to talk about? We've been talking for an hour. So Break the Loop says, have you ever looked into Satanism? Yes. Uh, what's the philosophy? Yes, Satanism. Yes, I looked into. It's actually, Satanism. I would characterize as actually, it's just non-believers. Okay. Um, wait. Let me. Okay. Let me read it. Uh, Satanism is a group of ideological and philosophical beliefs based on Saturn. Contemporary religious practice of Satanism began with the founding of the Church of Saturn in 1966, although a few historical precedents exist. Prior to the public practice, Satanism existed primarily as an accusation of various Christian groups towards perceived ideological opponents. Okay, anyway, so okay, I don't know about Satanism, but there is a Church of Saturn. I think that's from it, or yeah, that one, Laven Satanism. Yes, that I was thinking that one as well. Um, yeah, so this guy, by the way, this guy, he's got a daughter, and so Church of Saturn, yeah. So he's got a daughter, and his daughter, he died. I think he died like a few decades ago, uh, in the 1980s or something. Occultist, yeah, a new religious movement. I think it's this guy. Yeah, this guy. So he died in 1997. So Satanism, it appears to me that it's basically they are Satanism is just well, the Laveyans Satanism is basically who do not believe in God, like Sam Harris. Okay, he's an atheist who strongly you know do not believe in any of the monotheism, the God and or Allah. So he want to oppose the Christianity or or Islam, and so but however it's that's old news. A lot of people don't believe in Christianity, and they are deemed as pagans, or heretics. But so he so this is my perspective. So he came up with a way to fight this Christianity. Okay, so instead of just saying, oh, we don't believe in God because of logic or this or that, he created so he created his own religion, and he calls it Satanism. Now I am not sure what's the base of his naming of Satanism, but I'm guessing actually it's just he called that name just for dramatic reasons, because Satan in the Bible was the devil. It's something like a representation of what against God. I think he picked the name Satanism just for dramatic reasons. Like it's like maybe it began as a semi joke or something. Okay, let me see. LaVey established LaVey Satanism in the U.S. state of California through the founding of his Church of Satan on Wapagisnach of 1966, which he proclaimed to be the year one, Anno Satanas, the first year of the age of Saturn. His ideas were heavily influenced by the ideas and writings of Friedrich Nietzsche and Ayn Rand. Oh, okay. Yeah, so he's a pagan, and he's atheist. He wants to fight Christ. That's what I see. He wants to fight Christianity, but instead of just the normal way, the old way, saying it doesn't exist, he created a movement, kind of, and as a religion, like to basically against the Christianity. And I remember I read their rules and principles. It just like rationalism. It is really, there's nothing like normally when we see the word Satan or satanic, it's like we think of rituals or blood and evil, like this, the logo they use. But I think he's doing that. It's like he's doing that. It's almost like semi joke, but taken seriously. He's creating a movement. A religion. That's what. But it basically died off today, I think. But I remember reading that his daughter, you know, so he died, and his daughter came up and you know talk shit about him. So because I think there's a struggle of maybe power with when he died. So there's a leader in their group, and they fight. It's like a lot. Rich, famous Hollywood stars. When they die, then their families start to fight. A legal fight about inheritance, about money. So I think, yeah. So is Zina Shirk the daughter you are talking about? Yeah, I think so. I think that yes. Yes, yeah, that sounds familiar. I agree that Saturn name choice seems like marketing. Generates easy controversy by the name. Yeah. Yes, I think your analysis on Saturnism is accurate. uh, okay, what else? What you up to break the loop? So it's 11 o'clock. So what are you doing these days? How many people are watching? I think that's about it for today. Uh, and after this, we got 7 people. So people, who are you people? Come come out and say something. Okay. Let's see if I can actually see who is here. Okay. Let's see participants. Okay. So it only shows people who are talking. So if you want to show you are watching, that's fine. But hey, Aaron Dodd, where you from, Aaron? Like what country? So I'm going to drink this. This is a energy drink, sugar free. So I've been drinking this like every day for like 4 years now. 5 years even. And my thing is to mix it with fruit juice. So this 100% pineapple juice. Okay. So that I don't end up drinking the condensed coffee all the time. Actually I drink fruit juice like water. Like this being like I've been doing this like all my life, for past 30 years. Instead of drinking water, I have always been drinking 100% juice instead. When I have money, I would buy those freshly squeezed juice. But now I don't have money. I drink the concentrate or whatever. So Break the Loop says, I came home late Saturday. I came home late today, about 8 p.m. Hello, Scene 2. Hey, Scene 2. Good morning, Scene 2. Scene 2, are you in China? So Aaron is from UK. Great. United Kingdom. And we have United States. When I first came to US, that back in 1980, 1980s. So when I first see the US, the US states, California, New York, Wyoming, Utah, you call them states. But however, it's not called provinces. Like in China, you have different regions. They are called province. And same thing in Canada. You have different provinces. And when I heard states, why you call it states? It's like almost, it puzzled me back then. I don't know much about literature or history or English, like 30 years ago. So but now I know, of course, but I was puzzled. Why you call it a state? But finally, I realized, okay, United States, they are states actually because in some sense it's not one country. Actually you have states. State meaning state means it's one political entity. So you have these different states. Each one of them is a political entity. Then you have then it so happens, history, it so happens these different political entities unite. They decided they want to be together, like a joint, like European Union, okay? But they decide to join together, so they become the United States, of America. America refers to the continent, so it's United States. So that's why it's each California is a state. It's not a province. So there's a technical um, difference in meaning. Although in practice it's basically the same thing, but so it's actually federation. So like you have to pay federal tax, then you have to pay state tax. State is is a political entity. It's like a country. Okay, so California is one entity, but then because you are united with other states, then you have the federal, like the government, the the Star Trek Federation Enterprise. So you have this, but actually in practice, it's not really. The states, the U.S., even though in some historical sense they are different states, but in practice they are not really. They are just like one country. We are one country, USA. You cannot decide you're gonna leave the union. you know People have been talking about that, but it's not likely a thing unless something serious happens. Scene 2 is from Southern California. Great. So actually we are about done. So if you have anything interesting or comment, just say it, then we're gonna say goodbye. uh, So Break the Loop says, lately I've been reading a computer science book by Robert Sedgwick and doing the problems chapter by chapter. Oh, so who is Robert Sedgwick? I emailed the professor and got a reply. So he's a professor, computer science scientist, Robert Sedgwick. Okay. So Robert Sedgwick, born 1946. Oh, so he's pretty old, 70 or 72. Is an American computer science professor at Princeton University and a member of the board of directors of Adobe Systems. Okay. Founding Sedgwick was the founding chairman of Department of Computer Science, and so on. Okay, but what does he do? What is he known for? Uh, so uh, Robert Rob, Robert Sedgwick is the author of a well-known book series, Algorithms. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I remember that book cover. It's a white cover with a kind of balanced thing. Yeah, I remember. The first edition of the book was published in 1983. Okay. Uh, okay. Is that does he did he write a novel? I mean, it does not mention here, but actually, is he also the author of the compiler book? Let's see. Okay, so wait, something is wrong here. What? Oh, okay. So let's go here. Uh, oh, okay. So I was thinking he was one of them. Never mind. Oh yeah, computer science book. Okay, I misread that to be a fiction. Okay. Um. So break the loop. Okay. So Mario says. Wait. Oh, Mario says I think it's true that a lot of people that believe in a god live without thinking. Okay. It will be hard to force yourself to believe in everything that a book like the Bible said. Yes, yeah. Uh, okay, good night. Good night, break the loop. So Mario says, not yet. Okay, so Mario says it will be hard to live that kind of life. We need evidence and certainty, but there is an answer for that. The answer is you only have to believe once, one time, in just a clear message God has. If you do believe in that message, you will have evidence for your whole life after that. In conclusion, you just need one leap of faith. For believing God. Uh, oh, okay. So yeah. Uh, oh, okay. So I see. I was mistaken. So Robert uh, Sedgwick book. Oh, okay. So I guess this is a new book. Yeah, I didn't know about that. Interesting. Yeah, that algorithm book. Although I haven't read it though. Actually, as a programmer, I mean, even back in, let's say, back in 2000s, okay, I started industrial programming in 1998 with Perl. Okay, um, you don't really need to know algorithms because everything is either in a language you just have a function, sort, for example, and today you even less, like you don't need to, almost never, unless you are the principal programmer, the lead programmer, the beginner, the of software that is extremely complex, such as Google search engine. If you do that, you become a billionaire. If you can do that. But anyways, yeah, unless you actually write something very serious, and big, several, maybe 1 year or 2 years project, you have no need for algorithms, so like whatsoever. It's like nothing. You don't have to know nothing about it. Uh, oh, refresh on Java. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, that I think that's okay, Mario. If you have the link, feel free to post it. Um, the Bible way to heaven. Okay, so anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys for coming. Good night, break the loop, and good night, guys. Yep, we'll see you for sure tomorrow, and so.